Hello and welcome to the 7th episode of Dev Show. My name is Sherry List and I'm your host today together with my good colleague Osmos Jack. So as usual, we actually planned an exciting hour of show for you where we have one speaker and one topic. And all of you have a possibility to ask your question from the speaker as well during the Q&A session. How? By typing it in the chat box. No matter if you're watching us through Twitch or YouTube, you can use the chat functionality to ask the question during the session, and we are going to highlight it during the Q&A, and the speaker is going to answer you. You can also use the same functionality by actually tell us from where you're watching us, from which country, where you are right now. Let us know. And you can also even talk to the other attendees out there, and maybe you can have, there are some questions you can answer it as well. So please use that chat functionality and talk to each other. Also, one thing is that all of you're getting kind of a digital swag as well, Azure Heroes Learner Badge. And if you're not familiar with this program, you can think about it as a token of appreciation from Microsoft for all of you that you're using you're learning and using our technology. I'm going to show a QR code for you later on at the end of the show. That's how you can claim your Azure Heroes badge. And I'm going to explain the program slightly more to you there as well. But also, there will be some link in the chat that you can use that one to claim your badge. Okay, Rasmus, what else do we have on the agenda for today?
Yeah, so today we have, like the other times, we have a very interesting topic. So you saw the session the session headline was object detection with Python and Azure Custom Vision. And before going into details about what our speaker is going to share today, when we are talking about custom vision, I remember the other day, Sherry, you sent me a link where you wanted me to take a selfie and then your API would some kind of recognize the mood I was in. So maybe just share 2 words about that, and then we can also share the link for the audience so they can both share what mood they are in and also other stuff, right?
Yeah. So this is a link actually to that. It's the same technology that I use. So it's Azure Cognitive Services. Under the Vision services that we have, there are multiple different services such as Face API or Custom Vision. I use the Face API, but our speaker today is going to use the Custom Vision. So because Rasmus actually mentioned that, I would say that use that link and then try it out. And you can also use our hashtag DevShow and tell us about your mood. How do you feel today? We can do that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So let's see everybody's mood on Twitter. And also, not to mention, we asked last time to put the country that you're from in the chat. So if you want to share where you're from, please put it into the chat. It's exciting for us to see where you're sitting. So not to drag it out anymore, as Sherry says, what we're going to learn today is what is Custom Vision as part of the Azure Cognitive Services. We're going to learn about how Microsoft makes visual intelligence easy. We're gonna see how to train a model for classification and object detection, and also how to use Azure Custom Vision from Python, like also in the title. So who is going to talk about this today? That's as you saw in the intro as well. It's Gurren, and let's bring Gurren in here. Hi, Gurren. I'm just gonna introduce you here. Gurren is a technical manager in strategic in Malmö in Sweden. He's originally from Croatia, moved to Denmark 5 years ago, and a bit more than 1 year ago moved from Denmark to Sweden. And we have why move from Denmark?
Weather is better.
And I was recommended that more vegan food. Maybe you went there because of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. You also say that that you attend hackathons, but when I was talking to Sherry about this, she was more like you are the hackathon master. So I think you're pretty modest there. So the hackathon master, and you write tech blog posts, you organize different events, you hold talks and workshops. So maybe the audience already met you before. Uh, since you were a kid, you were disassembling whatever you could get your hands on. So I'm glad that we are remote today, so you don't disassemble my stuff here. You enjoy playing World of Warcraft and Magic of Gathering. That's amazing. Welcome to the show, Karen.
Thank you.
Amazing to have you here.
I'm happy to be here. Yeah.
Fantastic. I
Thanks
don't
for
want to. Yeah, Sherry, do you want to say any more, or should we just leave the stage to Karen?
No, we can just leave the stage for you, Goran. And I'm personally super excited to actually to watch your talk and learn more from you.
Okay, great. Yeah, thanks. So let's begin. I prepared some slides, and just to give a brief introduction, and then we will move on to the demo, since I don't like long PowerPoints. Today's topic is Azure Custom Vision, and we will see how to train the model for object detection, and we'll see how to use that from the Python. You just heard introduction about me, so no need to introduce me any further. Let's go into the topic. And this is a dog, and this is my favorite slide, how I like to explain the AI overall, especially like this vision things. Just imagine the traditional programming, like how much time would you spend to analyze, is this a dog or not? Like you could try to do some thresholds, this and that, and then analyze the shape and so on. But what if he gets the ears up, right? So yeah, those things are AI is really good for. And quick overview what it is and how it works. We have those our models based on neural networks that has several inputs and outputs and some layers in between, and it's trying to behave like a model of human brain, making some predictions, decisions, like okay, calculating weights in between of those nodes and triggering the next layer, trying to figure out, okay, what is this in the input I've seen. And there is a lot of examples out there you can check out, like is this a cat or is it a dog? Maybe in this picture it would be even harder for AI to figure out, because cat is kind of in upside down, we're not standard position, and dog is wearing the glasses. But I'm pretty confident algorithms nowadays can detect this very easily. And especially like if you check a bit on the website called Kaggle, which is used for different competitions between AI data scientists and such, you can see that those basic algorithms have such a high scores. And you could try probably to confuse AI with some more harder examples, and I bet that you've seen the examples. Is it a Chihuahua or is it a cookie? So I have another example which I find pretty much interesting. And on the first look, yeah, it takes a bit of time to figure out, yeah, okay, this is a dog and this is not a dog, this is Mop, right? So let's see what Microsoft gives us out of the box for those things, because there are a lot of things that comes out of the box and we don't need to write everything from scratch. And the way Microsoft approach that is that we actually have those tools that are super simple to use, and everybody can use AI in their applications. So what we have is Microsoft Vision API, and I'll switch to browser to make a quick demo of that. As a part of this, cognitive services, which allows us to, I'm scrolling now to see all the options here. There's a lot of AI stuff we can already do, like anomaly detector. We can detect a lot of things regarding the language, do stuff regarding the speech, speech to text, text to speech, so on. A lot of stuff regarding the web search, but like most interesting to me are those vision things. And for example, we have here, you can see computer vision and custom vision. So let's take a quick look at computer vision. If you open that web page, probably you've seen it. I'm just going quickly through that. It will show you one example of image where there is some subway train, some people moving over there. Those people are blurred. This picture is taken in movement, and you can see still detection works perfectly good. You can also select some of your pictures. So I'll browse and select one of my pictures. Here's a test. So yeah, it detects it's a dog. Basically, no need to develop your model, look for images, train the model, and do all the stuff. All this comes out of the box with one API call. You send the image, you get the results back, and you can do something with it. You can use it in your applications and make your applications smart. So when we talk about computer vision, it detects the standard stuff. But what if we want to detect some custom stuff? Yesterday I was thinking, okay, what should I show that is fun? And I was in store and I found that Lego released this new set of Super Mario minifigures, which I personally think is awesome. We spent so many hours when we were kids playing the Super Mario. So I got one, and I got the Spinny, which is also awesome. Like, woohoo! I got the turtle, right? We probably all know that. And I was thinking, yeah, I should use this in a demo and try to see how it works with that. So that's what we are using. Sharing will share link later where you can find those images I'm using. If you want to try it later, you can do that. Also, there is a sample code I'm using. It's on GitHub on a repo. Everything's there. So feel free to try it out. Okay, so custom vision. You can find it on its own domain, customvision.ai, and as Microsoft describes it in 4 words perfectly, it's visual intelligence made easy. And it's super simple process where you can upload images, train your model, and then do some evaluation. You can use the simple REST API calls to figure out, okay, is this image of cat or a dog or something else? So we'll see what we will create over here. I now signed in, and over here I will create the new project. So I'll give it a name. Let's call it a Dev Show project. And we can describe it as Super Mario mini figures detection. Over here, you can create some resource group where you want to put that project. At the moment, I already have a resource group. And here you can select two different project types. There is classification and there is object detection. When you want to figure out what is the most represented object in the picture, then you would use classification. For example, if we switch back to our slides, most represented object over here is the cat, right? So in the right picture, it's the dog. If we try to classify that, it would be cat, dog. It doesn't mind the chair in behind. So that is classification. Object detection gives us a bit more, gives us what we've seen in the computer vision example, can detect where this object in picture is, where it's located. And we'll for our demo select object detection, and we will choose general domain. You can check out the documentation for those domains, how they are defined. General is like for everything, you have options to detect logos, products on the shelves, some standard options, or you can train for compact domains that are used on the edge devices for some real-time detection. So we select general domain, object detection, and we click create the project. It will take a second and we get into the project dashboard. It looks like this. And first big button you see over here, it's add images. So let's add some images to have fun with. I'll select folder images, and over here with my phone, I took 15 images of the spinny. That's the name of the turtle, right? So I will click open and those images will upload. This is how they look like. This is quick preview. So I choose to upload those 15 files. And they are uploaded successfully. Okay, so I'll say done, and I can see them in my dashboard now. What I see also over here, one red dot showing me that those images are untagged. What does it mean? It means that I need to open those images and I need to make a selection. Okay, where is the object I'm currently looking for? So I adjust where that object is, and I give it some tag. I'll call it spinny. That's the name of the turtle. I need to go through all of those images. I'll try to do it as quickly as possible while I'm explaining things, selecting where the object is in the picture, and then selecting the tag for this object. This interface is pretty nice actually, and it's super easy to use. A few years back, I was manually tagging like 200 images, and I think I spent like a whole weekend preparing that project. I was not doing it here. This didn't exist back then. I was doing it in some application where I manually had to enter the values, and I can tell you it was a lot of fun. What you can see on those pictures at the moment that I'm tagging, you see that Spinny is sitting at the book, right? Those are some book pages, and that's some book showing the Malmo, where I live nowadays. And the thing is that object detection will work better if you put some random backgrounds, so algorithm can figure out easier, okay, this is the object I'm looking for. Not all backgrounds look the same, look the white, for example, and stuff like that. I think there's few more of those spinny turtles left, so I'll try to finish this quickly. It's probably the most boring part of the talk, but that is something we have to do. For those images, we uploaded 15 of them, and that's the really minimum number of images that you need for object detection. The more images you add over here, object detection will be better. So for some real use cases, if you want to use it in a work detecting something, if you have the pictures and want to detect something custom, then you need to use a lot of images, try it out, try different lightnings, try different backgrounds, try scenarios when some other objects are in picture, retrain your model, make it work better. Okay, I think we are getting nearly there. This was the last image, right? So we'll close that up, and now we see untagged. It's all pictures disappeared. We can go into tagged and see those pictures are there. We can also see that Spinny, it's on the 15 pictures. We could have pictures that have multiple objects in them. So for example, imagine picture of a street. You could tag like, okay, there's a car, there's some pedestrian, there's some bicycle, light sign, whatever, and you could have these tags listed over here. What we want to do now is we want to train the model. So we'll click this button, train, and we will select quick training. The thing is, we want to do it quickly just for testing. And now first iteration started spinning. It will take a minute or two to get that done. So we want just a quick prototype, not the real testing, not the real model that will be used in production environment. You can do advanced training over here also. So our iteration is train. Let's see what we have over here, what else I prepared. So at the moment, I will enter the first folder, demo 1. And here we have one short Python code that I will show you in a second. That looks like this. So this code is using CV2. We defined the camera, and we say, okay, we want to do the video capture. In the line 7, we are defining that we want to retrieve image from this camera, and we will write this image into file called capture PNG. Right? And after that, we need to release our camera. So what I'm going to do now, I'm in that folder. I'll run this with the Python. And in a second, if I check the folder, we can see the capture picture. I just moved my hand, but that happened in that moment. Okay, if you take a look, this picture is 1.2 megabytes. So for uploading to some API, we want to make it smaller, right? So for our camera, we would like to set the size to be smaller. So we'll set the size 640 by 480 pixels. Let's give it a try. We run demo. Check our picture, and there it is. Okay, so now we have a code that is capable of taking picture from the camera, right? It's really simple, 7 lines of code. Let's go back into our custom vision. In the meantime, model was trained, and we see some results. Custom vision thinks everything's perfect 100%, and it is, because we haven't tested it with some pictures. And over here we have an option of quick tests. So let's do a quick test. Here you can enter image URL, or you can select the local file. Let's use one local file, and in my images folder I have one test, and that is Spinny test. That's one picture I took. It's sitting there on the carpet, and we can see that Spinny was recognized by 99.9%, and it's pretty accurate. That's our turtle we are looking for in the pictures, right? So looks like our model works. It is detecting, and we would like to use this model from our code, right? So let's see how we will do that. I have another file here, which is a bit extended first script we just seen, and we need to import some other things to our Python, which we will need. We will need custom vision prediction client, and we'll need API key credentials. We have our camera defined here, what we had in the previous example. We need to define our credentials, and we need to define predictor. We defined it by this value URL, and for credentials we also need prediction key. I will show you that in a second. Let's go through code. So once we read the camera and save this image, we want with this image that we just saved to run predictor, our predictor custom vision prediction client. We want to run it to detect the image, and we will give it the project ID and iteration name to be able to do so. In this loop, we will go through predictions in our results. Our result can have multiple predictions, so we need to spin through it. We will say if our prediction probability is over 0.9, which means that custom vision is 90% sure that is our Spinny in this box. In this case, we will define bounding box, and we will draw that box on the picture. So we make a simple calculation, take the value from our prediction bounding box, and calculate the values to figure out, okay, where on the picture should I draw rectangle, right? And we define that rectangle will be green. So once we define that, define the resulting image as that. So resulting image consists of image we just took, draw the rectangle on top of it. We will save it as result. And the end, we release the camera. If we take a look at the whole code, basically it's 20 lines of code. It's super simple to follow. So let's see what we need. We need prediction key, endpoint, project ID, iteration. If we go over here, we can see that project needs to be published first. So we want to make it available. Iteration name is iteration 1. I'll copy that. And I say publish. Project is published. I can put my iteration name in the code. That's iteration 1. And for the prediction URL, I can see if I have an image file, prediction key will be this value. I'll place it into my code. That's our prediction key. We need endpoint URL and project ID. If we click the settings, you can see the endpoint. And you can see the project ID. So everything is there, right? What this code will do, we'll take a picture, we'll send that picture to the Custom Vision will try to find probability over 90%. If it finds it, it will draw the box. It will draw the rectangle on top of image and show, okay, this is what I found. So let's go back to our terminal. I'm at the moment in demo 1, so I'll go to demo 2, where this code was we just edited. That was demo 2, right? I will execute it, but when I'm doing that, I will take my my spinny turtle and I will hold it in front of the camera. I'm using two computers at the moment, so this computer where the camera is on the left. I'll put it in front of camera, take the picture from the camera, and process it with Custom Vision. That's what you can see on the screen. I'll press Enter, and over here in our folder, we see that there is a first image that was captured from the camera. That's the image we saved. Let's see how it looks like. That's the image. And then we process that image with the Custom Vision. With this code, it will process only if it finds probability over 90%. It will only then save the result. We got the results. So obviously, it found something. And yeah, our spinny is there. Looks like it's working nicely. We can also run a few more tests and try to figure out, okay, what if I turn the spinny on the side? Will it work, or it needs to train more and such? In the examples we've seen, I turned the spinny in the images we trained in different positions, so it should also recognize if I put it on side. Let's have a look. This was the capture image, so that's what we got from the camera, and the result, yeah, pretty much accurate. So it works. Custom Vision is great thing. Like if computer vision doesn't give you the result what you need, like what you would like to detect from those standard things, dogs, cats, some standard objects, people, and such, you can easily train your model without actually we haven't wrote any code over there. Train the model and get some nice result pretty quickly. Whatever image we used, it ended up here in predictions. So once it's uploaded, right, it goes here, and we can see what did it detect. And in this case, you can see that there were some matches where with 6% and 2%, but we said in our code, okay, show us only examples where you sure over 90%. That's it. If we open that picture, we could see where those results were all over by changing this threshold value lower. And if we select this one and say, okay, this is a spinny, and close it, picture will move from prediction and go to training images. So we see it now over here. Basically going through different predictions and setting, okay, this is a spinny, maybe needs to be fixed few pixels like this and few pixels like this, right? We move them into training images, and we could retrain our model to detect it, images even better. So I hope in this quick demo that I managed to show you how easy it is to use custom vision and how to use it through the Python. So thank you.
Thank you, Goran, for the great presentation. Let me put all of us in the same size. So it was great, and actually fun demo as I expected. That's great. I can see actually we don't have any question here. So all of you have a still chance while we have Goran here that to ask your questions. But I have one question for you, Goran.
Sure.
Because I know that you are working with this technology, and you have a lot of different demos that you created before. Maybe you can talk about some of those projects that you work, that you combine also some of these some of cognitive services in addition to other technologies together.
Yeah, we mentioned somewhere earlier that I usually have those weekend projects and I write blog posts and such stuff. So on the GitHub link that you will share soon, I guess, there are also linked to some of my blog posts where I was using custom vision to detect, for example, where is Chewie, Chewbacca from the Star Wars, like detecting him in a bunch of Legos and such. But we used it custom vision for some let's say more serious things. We had over here at Strategic one internal project this summer, and we were building self-driving vehicle equipped with drone and powered with Jetson Nano. That's NVIDIA's how to call it, Raspberry Pi on steroids. Usually people call it like that, right? So it was processing the images with drone, and for quick prototyping, like we used custom vision to define the models for that. It was a lot of fun and great projects, and there's a lot of those this stuff I do with IoT vision and similar.
That's interesting, and I know actually especially that the project, that drone ones that you mentioned. I really recommend all of you to go. I post a link here, so go and check, because Goran he's a maker. You have a maker 2 years back. So you are a true maker, I would say. And we have one of the people in the audience that also mentioned that tried the cognitive services and also Python. Yeah, I agree. It's fun. You can do a lot of fun things with.
Maybe important to mention, like if people check out documentation, there are great examples with many different languages. So it's not Python only. This is just one example. In some of my blog posts, I use JavaScript. You can use there are quick start examples, like really simple to just copy paste it and change few lines of code there to adjust it to your need.
Yeah, that's true, because I also use normally JavaScript in all of my demos, and it's so easy to use. And what I like specifically about cognitive services is that when you are a front-end developer, you can think about cognitive services as just a backend, that you just REST the API and then talk to the backend without kind of that having that much of trouble.
That's great about it.
Yes. Yeah, and then the custom vision is so easy to use it. So I remember that we've been in one hackathon last year, and that one of the team, they tried to they wanted to make an application for the bus drivers, that they can that they see that if in the next station that they are arriving is there are people with a wheelchair or there are people with a baby trolley, so they give a heads up to the bus driver so they know that what's happening. And the wheelchair, it was easy to detect, but it was not a baby trolley. And it's just a few steps as you just showed. You could just train the model, and then ta-da, you have it.
Yeah,
Great.
it can be used for a lot of different purposes, right? We also see if you have cameras in stores, for example, you can see where people is going in the store and where you should put the different things that you have on sale or new stuff. Because if you have all the good new stuff behind in the stores where nobody is going, then you can look at a heat map, like where is most people going and what do you want to sell to different people, also age groups, and are they looking happy, like the mood analyzer, are they looking happy when they're looking at this t-shirt, and if not, then you need to find out why. So there is a lot of different use cases also in real life actually used now. Also heard about where they're trying to in these COVID times detect if people have face masks on and all kind of use cases, right? So there is a broad spectrum of use cases to use this cognitive services.
Yes.
So really awesome. Okay.
Yes.
Anything you want to share with the audience? We still don't have questions here, but it's if there's any last comments, Göran, before we move on to the closing notes.
Try it out if you haven't so far. Use it in your application. Make them smart, and AI is not something that only scientists are allowed to play with. Everybody can use it nowadays with such an easy tools.
Yeah. I also have one thing here to add. What Göran did and all of these projects, of course, these are kind of that for you to get inspired. To do more. And there is a website called ai.lab, and you can check out there and then see that there are a lot of projects that you can see them and see that how you can combine it with the multiple different technologies, and then build something that is insightful. It helps humanity. It helps to detect the effect of climate change. One of my very favorite projects out there, it's about the snow leopards. That the snow leopards, they are one of the animals that they are going extinct. And then what you could do is that, just like humans, that they have like a fingerprint, so all the patterns are unique on their body. So they could just detect to see that how they behave, where they move. And based on that, they can analyze it and then track them and try to to save them. So there are a lot of fun things. And there was also another project that I really liked, that when you see a project, for example, I seen that Göran has this nice shirt. I could just make a snippet of that. And then that it can give a lot of intelligence about the picture. For example, it can detect this is Göran, since he's a celebrity, and then also it can just tell me that about information about the t-shirt, where I can actually, it's a shirt, it's not a t-shirt, so where I can buy the similar that pattern as well. So there you can do a lot of different things by combining these technologies together, and it's so easy for the developers. Of course, when it become when you want to use AI in a machine learning in a kind of a more of an advanced project, advanced scenarios, is going to be difficult. But for with a few clicks, you can do a lot, and you can make your normal application more intelligent.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, and maybe just before we let you go, Göran, we know that you have a workshop coming up. So like a follow up for this. maybe if you, instead of me sharing something about it, it would be better to, if you can just put some words on that. It's also coming in the upcoming events, but if you can just talk about what's going to happen in that workshop. So I can see Sherry also put the link in for it here.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to say don't have a link anywhere, so I can paste it quickly. So thanks for that. Yeah, on the workshop we will go through the same topic and see how this works in detail. So if someone's interested to join, to try it out, like please do. We will go through all steps. Okay, how to classify, how to do object detection, what works, what doesn't, what limitations they are, and you will basically learn all about those services.
So that's a real good opportunity for everybody to get their hands dirty in this topic as well. So
Definitely.
really awesome. Yeah. So high recommendation from our side to join this workshop as well. Yeah.
I will be there.
Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So as always, we would like your feedback, both Sherry and myself, and also Gern here, so we make sure that that we can improve future episode of the Dev Show. You can both give the feedback on the feedback form by scanning this QR code. You can also type it in the chat window. That's also completely fine. We will go and read it there as well. And if you want to be a speaker like Jørn on this Dev Show, please also put it in there or reach out to Sherry or myself, because this is a Dev Show from developers to developers. So it is from yourself to your peers, right? So if you have something you want to share with your peers, please let us know and let's get you on the Dev Show. So look forward to get your feedback.
And you can see that we have a hashtag there. You can also use that one as well to talk to us on LinkedIn or on Twitter. And then the mood analyzer that we mentioned it there. So you can actually use it and then post your mood and tell us that how do you feel right now. So
they feel awesome. They've seen Legos a few seconds ago.
Yeah,
exactly.
I totally agree. So, and the learner badge that I promised to you all, you can scan this QR code to get your learner badge, and you will be one of the very first few people that you try the new feature that we have on Azure Heroes, because you can pick the one that you like the most when you scan this QR code. So this the badge comes with a different backpack, with a different kind of that t-shirt as well. So you can pick your own badge. And we also posted the link there. And of course, we are going to include it in our follow-up email. But if you are, if you never had Azure Heroes badge before, what I wanted to mention here that Azure Heroes is based on the public blockchain. It's based on Ethereum. So in order to keep your badges, you need to have like a digital wallet. When you scan this QR code, your phone is going to ask you to actually install an app which is called Engine, and they are a partner that they create this one for us. So get that app and then store all of your badger, and soon we are going to have announcement that what else you can do with this Azure Heroes badger. So collect as many of them as you can, and also we have multiple different type of badges. One of them is a learner that you got, but you can either nominate yourself or one of your community friends to get the different type of badge. For example, as I told you before, Goran has a maker badge, and then Rosmus has the community hero badge. So you can nominate yourself or a community friend for different type of badge that we have. And if you check that hashtag Azure Heroes, you can see that how people are talking about it and how they're excited about the different badges that they receive. So and upcoming events, Osmos.
Yeah, so talking about communities, next week is a big community week. I mean, it's Ignite Week, and this year, because of the situation that we are in worldwide, it's gonna be digital, so it's gonna be live streamed. Everybody can sign up. It's completely free, and if you're signed up, make sure that you're going to see the session that Sherry and myself is hosting to talk about the importance of the community. So we're going to have a panel discussion with different community leaders on how to become a community leader, and also what everybody in the community can benefit from being part of the community, like learning things with Göran today on the Dev Show. We also been so fortunate that we have been able to interview some people about some cool projects that they have done. So you will be able to learn about innovative projects in those interviews, and also we will also highlight some of the different community-driven initiatives in Denmark, so you can learn about what is going on in different communities in Denmark. So make sure to tune into the session. It's the 23rd of September at 2:45 p.m. Danish local time. So look forward to see you there.
Yes, and there is another project, which is, I don't know if you are aware of Hacktoberfest. Hacktoberfest is on the corner, and there are, if you're not familiar with that, during October, there are a lot of different opportunities for everybody to contribute in the open source under a big umbrella called Hacktoberfest. And one of this project that I'm also part of it is called Contributing.today, which happens on October 2nd at 4 p.m. Central European time, and where you can start working on different OSS projects, the one that maybe you're already using them or the one that you are interested in it. And there will be also a workshop for those of you that you never worked, you never contribute in the open source, that how you can kickstart your first contribution at the open source. And there is also, because you know that we have a lot of open source projects out there, but what we are doing here, that if you go to contributing.today and also in 4dev's dev2 page, you can see that, because almost every day we are interviewing different open source contributors, open source maintainers, and they are talking about their project and what the skills you need in order to contribute in that project. So please check out that one, and I really hope to see you there.
Yes, and then for other upcoming events, of course, we have the Dev Show Tuesday next week as well on the same time. This time next week, we will have a talk about machine learning with Håkon. He's going to show you how to use TensorFlow directly in the browser, so you can actually use machine learning directly in your browser. But let me not go into depth on that. That's not my area. So let's Håkon do that. And then on the 28th, as Göran just announced, he will have a workshop as kind of a follow-up for this session today. So if you want to get your hands dirty on Custom Vision, then that's a great opportunity. Also, we will have the 29th. We will have one of the people from actually working at Maersk, one of the engineers there, how they empower engineers through self-service infrastructure as code. So really good learnings to be shared from Vakas on the 29th as well. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to here.
Yes, and in order to contact us, and the best way is on Twitter. Both actually, Osmos and I, we have our DM open. Please reach out to us whenever that you have any suggestion, any questions. We are happy to help you all.
Definitely. Yeah. And yeah, see you on the 22nd. So next week, both 22nd and also 23rd for Ignite. So we just look forward to see you there. Today has been an awesome session, Göran. Thanks for that. I hope everybody liked it. I'm sure we did. So thanks for being on the Dev Show. You're a friend of the show. You have helped us with also the intro countdown. You made it actually. So thanks for that as well. Sherry, you forgot to say it, so now I'm doing it. And you have also joined us for all of the sessions. So thanks for the backing there. We like to
Thank
hear
you
the
for organizing it.
Yeah, thanks for all your support, and thank you everyone for watching us, and see you next time. Next
See you.
Tuesday.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye. See ya.